Okay, if you think you've got a handle on the pace of AI development, you're going to want to listen up for the next few minutes. Because what's happening right now isn't just another update, it's a fundamental rewriting of the rules of how we work. And it's happening way faster than almost anyone can keep track of. So, let's just dive right in. I mean, just look at this timeline. A year ago, we were impressed if an AI could code on its own for 30 minutes before it got hopelessly lost. Then last summer, 7 hours was this incredible, mind-blowing breakthrough. But today, get this, a team of 16 AI agents just worked together, autonomously, for 2 weeks straight to build a fully functional C compiler from scratch.
And that's not just me hyping it up. That's a direct quote from a researcher at Anthropic, one of the companies actually building this stuff. Even the people at the absolute center of it are in shock. This isn't a trend line we're looking at anymore. It's what's called a phase change. The solid is turning into a liquid right under our feet.
So, how in the world do we navigate this? Well, this briefing is your map. First, we're going to define what this AI phase change really is. Then we'll meet your new agentic workforce and learn the essential skill of vibe working to manage them. After that, we'll get into the huge business model reset this is causing. And finally, we'll talk about your new, absolutely critical role as an orchestrator.
All right, let's kick things off with that foundational idea, the AI phase change. To really get what's happening, you have to throw out your old mental models. Seriously. Thinking about AI in terms of simple, linear improvement, well, that way of thinking is officially broken.
What we're seeing is a leap in capability so profound that the old rules just don't apply anymore. This is a complete state change, a whole new paradigm where the core assumptions we have about work and productivity are being rewritten not in years, but in months.
So what's the engine driving all this change? It's something brand new, an agentic workforce. These aren't just tools you type questions into anymore. They're quickly becoming teammates that you actually manage.
And the concept that's really crucial here is agent teams. Imagine this. You describe a complex goal in plain English, and a lead AI agent just spins up a team of specialized sub-agents, like a researcher, a writer, a designer, who then work together, talking to each other, to deliver the final thing you asked for. And this workflow right here is the real game changer. Just look at these steps. The human input, it's purely strategic. You just describe what you want, like create a competitive analysis deck. A lead agent then handles all the messy, tactical coordination. You're not managing the process anymore. You're just managing the final product. And this is not hypothetical stuff. These digital teammates are already here. You've got tools like Claude Cowork that can act as a digital assistant, digging through your local files to handle stuff like client onboarding. Then there's Google's Stitch Agent, which can be your UI/UX designer, and its partner, Anti-Gravity, can take that design and build the actual software.
Okay, so if we have these new agent teammates, it kind of follows that we need a new way to work with them, right? And that brings us to our next section, vibe working. We are officially graduating from just prompting to actually directing.
And this quote just nails the shift. Scott White, who's the head of product at Anthropic, he coined this term, vibe working. It's all about setting the direction, the vibe, and then letting the agents figure out the how. So what's the difference really? Well, prompting, the old way, was about giving step-by-step instructions. You had to tell the AI how to build the spreadsheet. Vibe working is about describing the desired outcome. You just tell the AI what that spreadsheet needs to do. It's a huge move from tactical execution to strategic direction.
So how do you actually get there? You've got to steer the AI away from its default kind of average output. Use memory, so it remembers who you are and what your projects are about. Set custom instructions. Tell it your expertise so you can skip the beginner stuff. And this is crucial. When it makes a mistake, don't just fix it and move on. Capture that correction and bake it into the AI's instructions for next time.
And this leads to a really key strategic insight for any leader. Don't get married to specific tools, because the tools are going to change constantly. What really matters is the architecture of your workflows, the principles behind them. A good architecture is portable. You can implement it with whatever the best new tool is next month or next year.
Now, this whole technological shift isn't happening in a bubble. It's actually a direct attack on some of the most established business models we have in the modern economy.
I mean, just think about the per-seat software as a service model. It's been king for over a decade. But if AI agents are the primary users of the software, that model completely breaks. Charging by the human seat suddenly becomes a tax on productivity, punishing the very efficiency these agents are supposed to create. And this chart shows the result. Look at the new benchmark, revenue per employee. For a traditional software company, $300,000 is good. $600,000 is elite. But AI native companies, the ones built around agents from day one, they're hitting over $5 million per employee. That is a 5 to 7 times jump in efficiency. It's staggering.
And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, that's a cool trick for a startup, think again. 25,000. That's the number of AI agents McKinsey is deploying. Their goal is to have one digital agent paired with every single human employee by the end of 2026. This isn't a startup game. This is the new enterprise playbook.
So, what does this all mean for you, for the leader, the CEO? It means your fundamental role is changing. You're shifting from being a manager of people to an orchestrator of systems.
Your most valuable work is no longer about doing the tasks yourself, or even just managing the people who do the tasks. It's about defining the outcome, assembling the right team of both human and AI agents, evaluating the quality of what they produce, and orchestrating that entire fleet.
And that really leaves us with one final unavoidable question. This transition is happening. The tech is already here. So the only thing left to decide is your place in this new world. Are you going to be the person who orchestrates the agents, or are you going to be the person whose tasks get orchestrated by them?